Hey everyone, Dan Shore here from Evolving SEO. I wanted to share with you a little worksheet I've been building to help build and test PPC ads for the purpose of then moving to organic. So we're looking at the spreadsheet here. There's 3 sheets. We're going to kind of start backwards a little, and I'm going to begin with sort of the sheet that actually helps you build the ad and shows you what it's going to display and look like, shows you all the kind of the length requirements and whatnot. So for those of you that do not know, Google is moving all towards the expanded text ad. So this sheet shows all the formats and requirements for the expanded text ads, not the standard ones. And I think these are the best ones to test anyways for moving to SEO, as you will see. So what this tool, what the sheet here basically does is it allows you to input the different fields, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. It will show you kind of what the length requirements are, how much over or under you are, and then it will actually build what the ad will look like down below here for you. So the elements are of the expanded text ads. They're a headline 1, a headline 2, a description, and a URL. And by the way, you can get the actual Google guidelines for this right here at this link below. The reason this is important for SEO is that you want to build your PPC ads with SEO in mind, since we're doing this for testing to then move to SEO. So as you notice here, the headline 1 and 2, even though they're kind of given as 2 separate things, what ends up happening is the 30-character headline 1, the 30-character headline 2, they both end up on the same line down below, and Google will automatically put a hyphen in between them. So what you end up getting here is actually a 60-character title. And this moves very nicely to organic. So when you're developing your headline 1 and 2, this can kind of more or less be your title tag when you move these ads to the organic title and description. The description field is, I believe, an 80-character field that looks and operates very much like an SEO meta description. Since it's 80 characters, it's not going to give you as much space as the 156 as you get in organic, but the way I like to think about this here is that it's sort of an abbreviated meta description. So this might be the first 80 characters in a slightly longer SEO description. And by the way, as you notice here, I'm using an actual article of mine as an example for the testing, an article about rank checkers. The URL field here, now Google's going to pull in automatically the domain that the landing page is on. And then you've got 2 basically folders up to 15 characters each. Now this little worksheet I've built will automatically kind of assemble this into one URL for you here, whether or not you want to put 1 folder or if you want to put 2 folders. So as you see, as I delete that one, it automatically makes this look nice with the 2 slashes and everything. So the thing I would recommend for the URL is make this as similar to the actual page URL as possible. Because remember, when you run this in organic, you're going to get the actual URL displayed in the organic search results. So I would not vary your URL for PPC testing when thinking about moving that into organic. So you probably get the gist of this here. This is a great little tool to kind of assemble the text for your different ads. This particular sheet kind of goes out 5 times, so maybe you want to come up with 5 ads. Of course, you can cut and paste that and make that longer if you'd like. And so, like I said, the actual Google doc is down there. So now that you kind of see how the tool works, we're going to back up a step to the brainstorming of these elements, because it's important to build these ads with SEO in mind. You don't want to just build any PPC ad and then have one that performs really well, but it doesn't really translate well into organic. So the 3 elements that I like to keep in mind for SEO kind of title tags are the main keyword. So you're really going to want the main keyword that page should or is ranking for in there. And you might have a little wiggle room here. For example, my article, it could be rank tracking tools as the main keyword, or it could be SEO rank trackers. Either one of those is a good targeted word. Now, when you're testing PPC, you probably want to run ads with a couple variations of the highest volume keywords that might be a match for you. Not only test for clicks, but test for which ones of those might give you conversions as well. Because you run an ad, maybe rank tracking tools, maybe that doesn't convert as well, even though it gets the same amount of clicks as SEO rank trackers. The brand element I consider to be optional in SEO, but it could be important to include, especially if you are doing this on a known brand that might help entice those clicks even better. And as you can see, these elements are kind of showing you the length automatically because you want to keep in mind how this is going to play out in a 60-character title tag. And then this is really the area that you have an opportunity to test for click-through rate. This is what I call the call to action words or the copywriting words. This is after you have a keyword and maybe the brand in your title tag, you have room to try to come up with these trigger words, these call to action words that are going to get a better click-through rate. As you can see, I was just doing some brainstorming here, and I had translated some of these into my ad. So maybe the call to action word that works really well for my particular piece of content is compare. Or maybe people want to know that it's the ultimate list. Maybe putting a cute little, clever kind of playful call to action there will be something to get more clicks. The point is you simply don't know when you're running ads. So this brainstorming sheet is your place to really play and come up with all the different kind of copywriting words that you can and then boil them down into your ads. Keep in mind, these words can also play well into your meta description as well. I know for my ad, I kind of kept the meta description very similar to what I had because that seemed to be working, but the meta description is another huge area that you have to play around. Now, of course, you want to control your variables. So you want to test the same meta description with different titles, and then you want to test different descriptions with the same title to try to really figure out what's working. And then finally, we're going to back up one more step here. You might be thinking, well, I can't just brainstorm these off the top of my head. Where am I going to get some inspiration for this? Well, I'm kind of assembling a little bit of an ongoing list here that I'll try to keep updated of places where I looked to get inspiration. So Seer Interactive has a really great case study for some of the work they've done with PPC click-through rate testing, and you can check out their article. But also, your existing PPC ads are a great resource for this. If your PPC department has already been running ads, you can go into your reports and find the copy that has been getting the best clicks for them. It doesn't necessarily have to be for that page, because maybe they were testing calls to action or language on other content throughout the site that was getting clicks. So really dig into your PPC reports. That could be a whole separate screencast, which I might get into at some point. I'm going to give a quick demo. BuzzSumo is a great place. So if there's a site that might have good titles already, I like to use Kissmetrics as an example. Even though I don't always like all of their content, I do know that their titles tend to be very well written. And so you might want to scan the titles of the best performing content by searching their domain to find what content. Now, we're drawing kind of a loose assumption that the best performing content for them also had great titles. That might not always be the case, but I think this is a good place to kind of just get some inspiration. You might want to look at the format of their titles. So like why X is an X. Why X is a no-brainer. You could take these formats and use them for your own content. Another place to look is look in SEMrush in your field. And by the way, this is an affiliate link here. So if you for some reason don't want to use an affiliate link, you can just go to SEMrush. But it is an affiliate link. You can go to SEMrush, and what you can do is you can find people that are very heavy ad spenders when it comes to PPC, and then do searches to see what their ads look like in Google, because chances are they've done quite a bit of testing as well. Now, the next one I want you to use sparingly, but it is a great place to get some outside inspiration, and that are these kind of power word lists. Now, I don't recommend going overboard with this or using these in a hyperbolic way, but if you're trying to kind of come up with some ideas, some inspiration, if you're trying to get outside of the box, there's the welcome mat thing. If you're trying to get outside of the box there, you can definitely use these lists to help get some inspiration. Finally, Brian Dean at Backlinko did a great video talking about how to use existing PPC ads for some inspiration. And then also, I like to look to print as well. Magazines, newspapers, book covers. These are all places where I think they've really tried to do a great job at communicating an idea in a very short amount of space. And so this is just a link to a Google search result for the best print ads. So I hope this worksheet helps you when it comes to more effectively and efficiently testing PPC ads for SEO. I would love to hear any thoughts you might have about this process, about results you've achieved, about the worksheet itself. I'll make the worksheet available for you to make a copy of it, do what you want with it. If you link to it or reference it, I would definitely appreciate that you mention Evolving SEO and by name with that and give credit. That would be excellent. And hope this was helpful for you. Thanks.